Good morning, YouTube, and today I'll be profiling my personal last time with Ancient Gears / Super Defense Robos. I love this deck to pieces, but it's time to move on in my opinion, and I love it, but I figured I need to give it one more shot, and it's not really worked most friendly with me, and this isn't the most consistent variant, but I love it, and I hope you enjoy it too, and hope you can pick out something from it. Thanks. Have a great day. Alright, so starting off with our monsters, we have two Ancient Gear Golems. This is kind of the big boss of the deck. The thing is that he can't be brought out by like a special summon, so your Gear Town won't be able to special summon him. But you can tribute your opponent's monsters, like if you have a Stormforth and a Gear Town out, you can bring him out that way. He's essential if you want to bring out the ultimate Ancient Gear Golem, which I personally like. He's a piercer, negates effects, or negates spells and traps when he attacks. It's just great in my opinion, and one of the reasons why I built the deck in the first place. Next we run two Ancient Gear Gadgeton Dragons. You could probably take out one of these guys for another one of these because it makes your Gear Town live. The thing is that Gear Town is so fantastic within the deck that you can bring it from hand, deck, or graveyard, so you don't really need more than that. It goes to your rank 8 plays, but again, it's also fantastic as a beater where they can't like do any spells and traps, and it's just great all around there. I run three Ancient Gear Beasts. Now, I was running one of each of Chimera and Engineer as well, but the thing about Beast is that he negates effects when he attacks, and he's a single tribute, which also makes him that great. And he just seems to work a lot better for me. When I've been trying out each three at 3, and he seemed to work out the best for me. I run three Ancient Gear Knights because he's one of the few like he's your bigger beater that can actually bring out by a normal summon. Granted, he's a Gemini, so you have to Gemini summon to get his effect, but most often than not, you don't have to worry about that. Yeah, he's just essentially really the Ancient Gear's worth that I really like running. That's decent enough. That's below 4 stars if you don't have means to tribute summon. Next, onto the Super Defense Robo engine. I like Super Defense Robo, Elephon, Leo, 3 Leos, and 2 Monkeys. Now the thing is that this deck is very rank 8 based, and since it's not pure Ancient Gears or pure Defense Robos, because it's really difficult to make pure Defense Robos, you have to have as many ways, or I like to have as many pet ways as possible personally, to go into my rank 8 plays. And this is just another tech that can go into that and makes your opponent sidetrack. Granted, you can, with Elephon, to increase the other 2, you can only go into machine, but we have a lot more rank 8 machines, especially nowadays, more than ever. And so that's what I love about this whole Super Defense Robo tech. Plus, they're really cool, and they're called Super Defense Robos. I mean, why not? Even to throw in another weird tech, I have 3 Cyber Dragons now. I used to have fewer. This is great just to go into so many different options in your extra deck, as well as just an instant, like, boom, 2100 beater. Granted, it's another tribute monster, but if possible, you can even tribute with Stormforth to bring him out and just get rid of a troubled monster. It's great, that opinion. Next, I run triple Gear Spring Spirit. Now, this card I used to run at 1, I ran at 2, and now I love it at 3. If you have any machine, or only machines in your graveyard, you can special summon this card. Now, that's even if you have 2, you can special summon 2, and that goes into, boom, instant rank 8. This other effect is that you can, once per turn, you can target your opponent's monster and decrease their attack to 0 until the end phase. That's just fantastic in itself because it's a 100 attack, which can, boom, get over just about anything if it can be affected by card effects. Plus, it's the instant rank 8 aspect, which is fantastic in my opinion as well. And that's it for the monsters. Now, that's a very large rank 8 lineup, or level 8 lineup, or tribute monsters. So, I do run the triple Gear Town. This is the heart and soul of the deck. You can tribute an Ancient Gear for 1 less tribute, which is fantastic in itself. Also, if this card gets destroyed, you can special summon from your deck an Ancient Gear. Now, the thing is that that limits you away from your beasts and your Gadgeton Dragon, but it most of the time your Ancient Gear Golem, but it gives you options to go into Gadgeton Dragon from your hand, deck, or graveyard, which is usually pretty easy to obtain. Or even your Knight, which is also just fantastic. The initial effect is great, and the second effect, it makes it even better. And I do run 1 Mausoleum of the Emperor. Now, this is a 4th field spell, which is very strange. Like, was it Stramids? I like this because since it says such a super tribute-heavy deck, this just gives you another means to go out into your tribute monsters. Granted, both players can use it. and you have to pay life points for it, but it's worth it in my opinion. I haven't found this to fail me yet. Since we do run a lot of field spells, I do run 2 terraforming. I'm not so much one for search power, but this is fantastic. I mean, for just generic stuff, but this is fantastic, especially in this deck. 4 targets, it's never dead in the hand, and I just absolutely love it. Next, we run 3, the Monarch Stormforth. Now, this is a fantastic card in the deck. Since again, I've mentioned it already, you can't go into your extra deck the turn you play this, which is fantastic, or which isn't that great, but you have to keep that in mind. But if you have Gear Town on the field, you're not going to need to. As a tribute, bring out an Ancient Gear Golem, and you don't necessarily have to go into your extra deck that turn. It's fantastic, just the way it is. I run double Power Bomb. I run quite a few fusions in here, and just to be able to see it is worth it enough for me to run 2. Pretty self-explanatory. It doubles their attack. Granted, you take the damage during the end phase, but it's worth it because most of the time you're going to go for game if you bring this out. Limit removal doubles their attack. Another thing, if you combo Power Bond with this limit removal, boom, it's almost guaranteed. I run triple MST. Now I run this over Twin Twister because number 1 is you don't have to discard, which could be possible. It's not that bad. Plus, you can target your own Gear Town. And when you have this MST activated, someone's going to try and possibly negate it. So you're either going to waste their negators, or you get a free monster by destroying your own Gear Town. It's just, I don't know, I love it, especially at 3. That makes the deck so much more alive. I run double Dark Hole. Why not Raigeki? Because I like double Dark Hole. You could run Raigeki if you want to. Right now, it's in mines and other decks, and so that's why I run the 2. For traps, are very small. Mirror Force, you can replace this with a Solemn, but it's just a nice little tech, especially because I'm not playing this in a competitive scene. Going against my friends, it tricks them into thinking it's my other option, Magical Hats. What you can do with Magical Hats, and this is very common in Ancient Gear decks, is you can set 2 of your Gear Towns, end phase, boom, if they choose the right monster, then it's power to them. If not, then you get 2 special summon monsters, or you two instant Gadgeton dragons, plus you still have your monster as a possibility. That's just fantastic in my opinion, and it's worth running at least 1 of. Next, for our fusions to run on Chimera Tech Fortress Dragon, I run this in every single extra deck, but this one actually runs it very efficiently. We run 2 Cyber Twin Dragons and a Chimera Tech Over Dragon because it just requires machines plus a Cyber Dragon, so this guy can attack many different times, and it's just worth it. Paracycloid, I love going for this guy. It's 3200 with Power Bond and can attack directly, and it's just, you don't see it coming. Your opponent does not see Paracycloid coming. And then one of the coolest boss monster in my opinion in this deck is Ultimate Ancient Gear Golem. I mean, it's like a centaur looking dude. Mine's not the most minty condition, and it's just an ultra rare, but I love what it does. It's a piercer, you can activate effects. He comes out at 88. It's just, and if he's destroyed, you get a special summon Ancient Gear Golem without ignoring the summoning conditions. It's just an all-around great card. If you have this card, most of the time you're pushing for game, but it's fantastic in my opinion. I run Googly Eyes Jump Dragon because for the Super Defense Robos, because it ends Googly Eyes. I was talking about Machine. This is another option to go with your Super Defense Robos. That's about it for the rank. You can go with Super Defense Robos, but usually you're going to be wanting to go for this guy or this guy. We do run a Heartbringer Dragon Titanic Galaxy. Fun. It's a long title, but it's a new card, and I love it. Obviously, Felgran, Overload, Heal Palos. I run 107. I love its effect, actually, but it also helps go into Galaxy Eyes Dark Matter. I also run Lancelot, Pain Gainer, and 7 Sins. Granted, you can just go into Lancelot, and that's fantastic in itself. You can go to Pain Gainer, that's fantastic by itself. But 77 itself is just such a great card. You could make a possible room for rank 4s in here, and I have done that before, but I've just run into so much space and I'm running out of time that this is just the way I like it.